And we're back.
Sorry. Hello and welcome back to Adventure's Edge, Heroes of the Vale. The whole during the intro, I look over there and you're just like doing your little mystical anti-dice power.
That's right. That's right.
Massage
Someone
the
has
dice.
to do it.
Oh my gosh. I realized what you were doing and I couldn't contain myself. That's hilarious.
You're welcome.
We're back. Oh, how's everybody doing?
We're doing well.
We're doing better than I expected.
Yes.
You really did. The whole last series of encounters and the big fight, man, you guys really just destroyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Very power.
Very
Yeah.
power. So, here we are again. We're going to do a story. Keep things going.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right. I don't know. Does anybody have anything they need to bring up? We did a little pre-show banter, and then we're like, yeah, let's start recording this stuff.
Well, I'm a little all on edge to find out the result of my investigation.
Right. Yeah,
last
the
time
ears
at
of the city.
Ears of the city.
Should we let people know what we just give them a little taste of, just in case they forgot last week?
Yeah.
Little recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could do that.
When we left, we finished up the investigation and clearing of the keep, so far as we know, and we went upstairs to confront our captive, and were somewhat disturbed to find out that he was deceased, the weapon being a literal murder of crows, which is kind of gruesome. We were very upset. I was upset that someone we were responsible for was dead, and I suspect other people were upset they didn't get to do it themselves. One of the crows was still there, and an attempt to incapacitate it so that it could be interrogated ended up with kind of a scanner situation.
Very power.
And we became aware that possibly there is some mysterious figure behind this who has a lot more power than we may be ready to deal with yet. So we skedaddled quickly and headed back and ended up at my trolley Holt, where we stashed the goods, and we're getting ready to investigate probably the lumber yard connection. Seems to be the one that's most accessible to us. And the last thing that we did was that I went to the edge of the town, and I used my psychic abilities to try and draw out some sort of image of what exactly is going on.
That's right. Very good. So I was going over that spell again, and I know you'd made a roll, but you actually
Diplomacy.
Well,
I think it says it's the equivalent of a diplomacy.
but you get to make it's actually a perception check, and that it's a 1 round per level, and every round is the equivalent of you spending 1 to 3 hours listening to conversations.
Yes. The wording of the spell is that you can use your perception skill instead of your diplomacy skill. It doesn't say you have to, and I have a higher diplomacy skill.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't know. So that I was reading that as I could use my diplomacy skill.
Okay. That's fine. But you actually get 4.
Okay.
You get 4 checks.
All right.
It's like 1 per, because it's 1 per round, basically.
So I rolled once.
Which was a number, which I don't remember.
Some number. I don't know what. I don't remember what it was.
It was a very good number.
If only there was a way to find out.
Amazing number. I can do 3 more here.
Give me some numbers here.
20.
Ooh.
19.
Wow.
Ooh.
14.
Okay. Okay, those are all excellent numbers.
And I actually had it noted he did the last time rolled a 14
Oh,
because
Okay.
I take notes.
copious notes. I heartily approve. It's good. I don't take any notes.
Fly by the seat of my pants.
Okay, so I have a list of rumors here, and I'm just going to read these off. So basically, you're experiencing these as if you were listening into conversations. You don't get specific people.
Mhm.
It's just like a flash. So I'm going to give you. Yeah, I'm going to give you this list here. I think. Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Did you hear? There's been a bandit attack on the river road. I heard some merchants from Kingsbridge were robbed. What's the mayor going to do? Have you heard there'll be a public forum on the 1st of next month? Rumor is there's going to be a vote on intercession. I heard Osbert Billingsfords is shutting down the logging camp on the city side of the river. The Fae have said no more logging. I heard the mayor hired a freelancer group named the Fearless Blades to deal with the bandits. I saw Desperate Desert the Blade drinking at the Fiery Grog Tavern. Have you noticed all the strangers in town lately? Rumor has it that Captain Bailey is investigating the Gunderson boy's death. He thinks that Fairy was involved. I heard she was chasing down one of those messenger boys. I knew you can't trust the Fae. They're dangerous. Intercession will just lead to more taxes. We're fine without an Earl. It would be good to have an Earl back in control. And then you come back to your senses, reeling from all of these thoughts.
Okay. Sorry. It was Desperate who was the bandit that was at the...
Blade?
Oh, Desra the Blade.
Oh,
You can
Desera. the
Yeah, you can make a knowledge local on some of these if you want to see, or you can bring that information back to your companion too.
I don't know too much about local stuff. I kind of stay out of the town, but that was a 12 for that. And I'll see if Dayrune...
Okay,
Or
yeah,
Zinnia know more.
you're not familiar with them.
I like those were all logical rumors and not like, did you hear? I hear they're putting fluoride in the water.
The one that's
No tin hat conspiracies or anything.
no, but the one I find interesting is the fact that the mayor wants to do a vote about intercession. So that one I think is kind of interesting.
So you can, I would assume you will return back
Yes.
to your place,
Yep.
and everybody is kind of settled in with full bellies, counting their coins.
Probably sleeping already.
And I'll let everyone go to sleep, and I'll tell them in the morning, because if I tell them now, then they're not going to sleep.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
When Pike comes back, Ismay is going to be kind of, because he has that Holt, so you have like rafters up in the Holt, right?
Nope.
No, it's just open dome.
It's just a dome.
Okay.
It's self-supporting.
Okay, so
It'd
she's
be a bad dome if it needed
Like
rafters.
clay and straw.
Yeah.
So she's like in a corner. She is carefully wrapping and securing the crown, and hiding and trying to find a place to hide it. She's also wrapping the journal of the deceased Earl in with it. She's kind of double binding it, and she's carefully hiding. If someone was trying to if someone went in and tried to root through the room while we were gone, they would, making it hard to actually find that particular.
There's a pot in the kitchen you can stash it in.
A pot in the kitchen.
No one's going to look in there.
That's true. But yeah, she's going to be like hiding that, and she's probably has written a note in code to her patron in the event that if something goes horribly wrong, if she has to send it on its way, she can. Because she doesn't know, what's going to happen come morning. She's covering those bases, and in the event of something.
Okay. Then you guys get up and have a little morning breakfast.
You'll notice that Daerun and Corda, they snore in unison. It's so sweet.
Aw.
Adorable.
And I guess you can then share whatever you want.
Yes, I will pass along the rumors. Being very careful about my phrasing about the rumor of you can't trust those fairies. But it is interesting that Captain Bailey is rumored to be investigating the death of Tommy. And there's not one, but two different rumors about asking for intercession, which I assume would mean someone higher up stepping in and appointing. Not particularly familiar with that term. I don't have much to do with nobility and such.
Isme steps up to said, when the old Earl passed, he had no heirs. So the earldom, normally when that happens, you have the Duke, and the Duke would appoint a new Earl. But of course, the Earl and his heirs were killed in the war. So for these 20 years or so, since the war, really, there has been no Earl running. There's been no Earl in charge. So when that happens, and you don't have a Duke, you can ask Earls from other earldoms can come in, and they can appoint a new Earl. I know that certain ones want to do that because if they have another Earl in a few years, and shortly they're going to be appointing a new Duke. But you need 3 Earls to appoint a Duke.
I didn't know there was so many people named Earls in this kingdom.
It's a title.
Name. Oh.
It's a title, like Duke. It's a title. You have an Earl and you have a Contessa.
This is a nickname. I thought Duke was.
Yes. So, basically, it's someone is going to try to bring somebody in to become Earl, not to help the people of this kingdom, of this region, of this earldom, but for their own gain.
This all sounds very, very human.
Sadly,
it's a lot
yes.
Of politics, yep. Politics.
So boring.
Very boring.
So when you share the rumors, do you make clear that Captain Bailey thinks that
now,
or do you gloss over the fact that?
No, I would say Captain Bailey seems to be investigating Tommy's death, which is great. Now, you know what rumors are, but the garbled version that I got said that he thinks that you might have been involved in that. Now, I'm sure that really the good captain is just aware of your connection, not that you're, a suspect in the case, but that's the rumor as I got it, was that you were suspected of having something to do with it, which no one who knew you could possibly believe.
So, who's these blades? They were hired to kill these bandits. Did we kill the blades?
You guys can make knowledge roll local on the blades.
I might actually know who the blades are. I don't know why.
I don't know who the blades are.
I got a 22.
I got a 22 as well, or 21. Sorry.
Okay. What did you get?
I only got a 12.
Okay. So, for whatever reason,
we're from here.
You are from here. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
They're another mercenary group. They operate out of Kingsbridge.
But we would know that they weren't the people that we killed, because those were bandits at the keep.
You guys,
they did have a badge. It was a skull and 2 swords or something like that.
Well, the ones at the keep. Nobody passed that check, did they? I don't remember.
I did not. I knew what time and period that we were in.
No,
but
I
that's
rolled
about it.
low.
But we know what it physically looks like.
Yeah, you actually, because you
We
actually
grabbed
have,
one, yeah.
Yeah, you have a number of things with the emblems on it.
These
And then blank. Who's it? The blade,
The Fearless Blades.
fearless blades. Who is the one that was at the
Desra?
Desra? The blade. I don't know if it has
Desra the
anything
Blade, yeah.
if one has to do with the other. Do we know of Desra?
Yeah, is Desra the Blade one of the Fearless Blades?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Would she
So
be
you know
the-
that they are a small freelancer group that operates out of Kingsbridge. They have a local reputation. So, I mean, they've done enough that you heard of them.
they were hired by the mayor. That's what the rumor was.
Yes.
I mean, that makes even more sense. Why to talk to the mayor?
How do we know how big their group is?
Like small. You think they're like a very small adventuring company?
Is Desra the leader?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm also
I-
interested in the rumor about the lumber camp on the city side closing, because I assume city side means city side of the river.
Yeah.
So that would be the main.
Well, that was he
Camp.
said that last time too. That they were building the new one and this one just because you have to kind of redo the camps just because
Mhm,
of
mhm.
the supplies that you have.
right.
But the Fays, is that true? The Fays are angry. No more logging.
I don't know. I haven't been back to
Oh,
my Fey village for, well, as long as I've been with you.
do you think they would have any answers or help?
I mean, I could go and visit.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got some options here.
Okay.
All the options. Too many options.
I think we can break it down to a couple of different things here. We got the blades, and then the connection to the mayor being helped, and then we have. They think that you are part of, or have something to do with it, which is we can use that to our benefit if that's the truth. You know what I mean? If
Well, I guess
I feel like
they don't trust Fey right now.
I feel like you have enough information to know that the people at the keep were not the Blades, even if you
Sure.
didn't get
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason you didn't know the name of their outfit.
but
They're clearly a large
Okay.
outfit of willing to do questionable things.
what was the first rumor that you heard?
The bandit attack on some merchants from Kingsbridge.
Yes.
On the River Road.
Okay,
When did that occur?
I would assume somewhat recently.
Because it wasn't obviously the people at the keep, because the people at the keep were the ones that were doing a lot of the banditing, because they were the one causing the disruptions.
I think that they've hired a lot of bandits.
I mean, it could have been
Mm-hmm.
because you guys you just killed them yesterday.
That's
so.
true.
we should probably make sure, Zinnia, that you're not being followed. Because if someone thinks that you're part of if you're part of an investigation, you might be being followed. Or again, use that to our advantage.
Yeah, you obviously you have a lot of different things to look into. The waters are very muddy, but I think you had an original objective was to go to the logging camp to try to talk to Mylan.
I don't know if we were never going to talk to Mylan. I think we were going to snoop around.
I think it would be better to snoop. I think we'd do better snooping when Mylan's not there and trying to get information that way. Because I don't think Mylan or the owner, Osbert, is going to give us any real information directly.
If they knew that they were going to close the camp, they might be hiding something there.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we were maybe talk to the mayor.
Yes.
What about talking to Captain Bailey? Because we still don't know who that badge is. And this might be a way to get, if there is pressure to try to find out about Zinnia being involved. If we said we found bandits and got information saying that they were involved with luring Tommy to his death and gave them that badge, that would give him something to look for. We can say, and that is truth. I mean, he said, he gave a note to Tommy to to the docks, and he says, I don't know what happened after. We give him that piece of information. He now has a piece of information. He has that little badge. He can be the one start waving that stuff around. We know what it looks like. We can keep our eyes open for it. But it gives him something to look for that's actually going down the right trail. And it might get him off Zinnia's back.
That's assuming he's not involved.
That is assuming he's not involved. If he is involved,
Well, then we can just play it into the same story of like, we need help because we found these people, and it's like the same story we spent to the mayor.
And I think it should only be Daerun and Zinnia who talk to the captain.
okay. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to be there. I'll be close by.
We'll do our best. So we start perhaps weaving a web that could be a little bit of our own deception.
Yeah, we're going to deceive everyone into thinking we have no idea what's going on.
Very good.
Right.
Is
so
it
we're
agreed? I mean, that might be the case.
Right. Well,
It might not be that hard to
Exactly.
do.
we
I
just
don't know if I'm going to be good at this counterintelligence game.
Mm.
all you've got to do is let Daerun do the talking if you're not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't.
I'll have
let
some
me-
talking points to stick to.
Right. We stick to the talking points. You went looking for these. Someone gave you some information. You went looking for these bandits. You found them. Battle ensued. You killed them. You found that symbol on them. One was left before he died. He confessed to the fact that he did
I
give
think
Tommy a
that's-
note, and that's it.
I think that's too much information, honestly.
We were going and finding, while we were at the keep,
Do we want to tell him about the? I don't think we tell him about the keep because then they're going to go to the keep.
so
and-
how did we get these patches?
We found the bandits.
We were looking for apples.
No, someone gave you information about where you might be able
I
to find
don't
the band.
even think that. I think we just randomly, they
think the
just
more
randomly ran across it.
I think the more stupid we play,
Exactly.
the
Okay.
better. We just should talk to about perhaps Tommy and what's happening. Why isn't anybody following up on that?
Yeah, Zinnia plays the role of a concentrated fairy full of fury. And
I know it's going to be
Daerun
hard for you
plays
to
the
do.
good cop who's trying to save Captain Bailey's life.
Oh, good cop, bad cop,
Okay.
Good cop,
or
angry
bad
fairy.
cop, bad cop, or do you just want to go on the seat of your pants and see what happens?
I don't know anymore.
It's just
We can do this.
you ran
Okay.
into bandits, and if there's bandits around here, they may have had something to do with Tommy's death. That's all you.
Sounds good enough.
Okay.
We just need to let the mayor know that we don't know what we think we know. You know?
Exactly.
Hmm. Okay. Let's go. Who are we going to now?
We're gonna go see the mayor.
The mayor?
Mayor.
Not the captain.
I mean, we could get both of them in the same room.
Okay. Let's go request an audience with the mayor and Captain.
Because the mayor kind of owes us one
Bailey.
because we
Bailey.
saved the town from dying. Remember?
And we did his little work over with the water.
So he like owes us
River.
at least.
I don't think he thinks that, but okay.
I know, but we can use that as our
Okay.
okay.
We request an audience with the mayor and Captain Bailey.
Isme is going to kind of change into some clothes that are kind of like they look more like farmer clothes, farmer girl clothes. You know, kind of out of her more formal outfit into something a little bit more. She might look like the daughter of a farmer who came in from out of town to sell wares. You know, she's going to put her hair up, cover up her hair, going to have her hair up a little bit. She's going to have her weapons on her. But she's going to try very much to kind of walk into town with some stuff to make it kind of look like, you know, maybe she's coming in to, she's like with her father who's traveling with stuff. You know, she's going to kind of not draw attention to herself. She's going to try to blend in as much as she can. Kind of when they go in, she's going to try to case the joint as it was. You know, kind of like, we know we got to look out for these bandits, checking things out. I'm sure in her head she probably riding here probably came up with a persona, like a farm somewhere far away. But oh, your father's here, and we're here to sell wares, or like something very simple. If someone asks questions, I'm just here with my father today. Was into town, but kind of like something where she's very, but she's going to try while they're going to talk because she shouldn't be in there. She's going to look for two things. She's going to look for the bandits. And the other thing is she wants to try to look and see if she sees anyone like kind of to and from the mayor's office, home or whatever, that looks like, this just doesn't look like someone that should be in a small provincial little town, but might be my counterpart on the other side. Like she's trying to just case it, like trying to find stuff, looking for potential suspects, basically.
Okay, but you're not coming back to town with.
I'm coming back to town with them. I'm not with them. I'm going to come back in a little bit before them.
Okay.
And kind of look around a little bit.
All right, and then Pike, what are you going to do while they're doing this?
I've got several fortunes worth of stuff in my house right now. So I'm going to go to my friend, the blacksmith in town, and hire him to put some reinforcing iron bands on my door and a better lock.
Okay. I thought you were going to say you were going to try to sell stuff.
And I'm going to go to another campaign with the money. No. I just want to get a better.
Well, it sounds like
security.
our new campaign is to hunt down an
an otter. Yeah.
Yes.
At least we have a directive.
Okay. And then so Daerun and Zinnia are going to make the way to the city center building to try to get some audiences.
Yes. Here we are.
Here you are.
And probably before you go in, you'll probably see Isme kind of in the, town square.
And pay no attention to her.
All
Yep.
right. I'll just ping the little. We're not going to do any sort of building maps here, but just so you can kind of know where things are in the town. That's where the city center is. Is it actually pinging? No. Oh, it's really tiny. If you're looking on the map, it's like slightly down to the right there. It's building number 15. It's that big one there. That's the city center building. Basically, it's a split building. At one side is the guards, the city guards. They take care of, they operate out of there, and then the other side is the administrative buildings or offices for the city. It's not like there are a ton of city workers, but the mayor does have an office there along with some of the other council members, and so it's just like they just have some offices there. So, all right, so you two show up at the door and go into the little lobby there. I don't know if you've ever actually even been in it.
I
Yes,
think we were.
we
We
have.
went to go talk to the mayor when he asked for our help.
Yes, we've been in here before.
I think you actually went to his house.
Okay, whatever. Just keep going.
It's been a minute.
Well, we're here now.
You're here now. All right, you go into the nice lobby. It's they spend some money to make it look fancy, but this is not a big city. So there is a receptionist there, or basically a person who helps direct people where to go.
Mm-hmm.
So a young lady behind a desk who looks at you when you come in.
Administrative assistant.
She's like, how can I help you today?
We would like to speak to the mayor.
And Captain Bailey.
Yes, we request an audience with them. It's somewhat urgent.
Well, the mayor's not in the office yet, but let me see if Captain Bailey is seeing anybody. She kind of looks at the two of you as like, your names, please.
You don't know who I am? I'm Daerun Stonebreaker.
How do you spell that? Sorry.
You would know it because, do you remember when I saved the town the first time or the second time or the first time? How's your water? Is it clean? You're welcome. I mean, I'm kind of a big deal. I don't know. And I'm looking over at Zinnia like, am I invisible, Zinnia?
Yeah, are you new in town?
Well, no, I've worked here quite a long time. I remember something about that just recently. Yeah.
So it's Dearaugn. Darun. I mean, common spelling. And then Stonebreaker is one word, no hyphen.
Okay. Yeah, I still don't understand how you get Darun out of that. All right. Well,
It's Gaelic, so you can. I mean, a lot of things in Gaelic, you don't see how he can get things out of that. What's your name, nice lady?
Gene.
Oh, is it Gene?
No, it's J.
Jean?
Yes. See, you got it right away.
The second time.
Okay, so she
Just getting a fairy just locking you down with her eyes.
do you just like hover in front of her face?
No, I perch on the desk in front of her in the disconcerting fairy like sit, which is like kind of like a dog. Where I like my feet are on the table and my legs are kind of spread wide, and so my knees are pointed out, and then my hands are on the table in between them.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I know that is uncomfortable for humans to see, and so I do that when I want to make them uncomfortable.
Interesting. Okay. She steps away for a minute, and then
She doesn't care about my name?
She probably
Apparently
knows
not.
who you are.
Mhm.
I mean,
Okay, cool.
for a public servant, she's kind of like the face of the mayor's office, and she's a bit rude.
I don't know that she was rude, just maybe just a little human.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Good call. So she'll come back and say, "Oh, okay. So Captain Bailey's very interested in speaking with you. You must be Zinnia."
I just tilt my head at her.
When will the mayor be in?
I don't know. Maybe later today.
He doesn't keep regular hours?
In the office hours?
He's a busy person.
Yeah, so are we. And we are taxpayers. Well, I am.
I don't pay tax.
I know. As a tax-paying resident, I demand to see the mayor. No, if you could put us in the books, perhaps, and could get a meeting with us.
I will let him know how you came by.
We have important information about the bandit problem.
Bandit problem. You see as a tall, strongly built man comes striding out. Kind of older, kind of slightly graying hair, trimmed beard. You can see he's not wearing any armor or anything like that, but he's got a nice, like, well-tailored cotton shirt, and he has an arming sword at his hip.
I listen carefully to see if I can hear his blood beating in his neck.
I don't know what to do with that.
You must be the captain.
Yes, I'm Captain Dougal Bailey.
I'll put my hand out.
I've been,
Darun Stonebreaker. You spell it just like it sounds.
of course, I've been very interested in speaking with the both of you.
Oh,
Oh, have you? Why is that?
let's go to your office and speak.
Oh, that's
Perhaps
a
little
good
bit more
idea.
of a private area.
Yeah, will just lead you, actually not very far, to a simple office, the first one on the right on the side hall. And inside there's a broad desk covered in papers and various scribbles and a pen set. And yeah, you see there's an armor stand with a set of chain armor on it and some other weaponry in ready access. And he motions to a couple simple wooden stools.
I decline to sit on the wooden stool. I sit on his desk.
He'll raise an eyebrow at that as he settles in behind the desk. Looking around, everything's pretty utilitarian.
You might have a letter opener that's like size for your sword for you.
Ooh, I look around.
So, you're the fairy that everyone talks about.
I wasn't aware that everyone was talking about me. Did they talk about my role in saving the city from the poisoned water supply? Did they talk about my role in saving the outlying croplands from the backup of the water of the river, and how we ensured the future generations of ample water for crops and food for the region?
Yes, I've definitely been putting notes together about your
Heroics?
band's
Heroics?
doings.
Heroics.
But there's also some other questionable information about you harassing people in the town and terrorizing young boys, and possible association with the strange disappearance of one of your colleagues, Mr. Thomas Gunderson.
Yeah, trying to find out what
Yeah.
happened to my very dear friend. And then, I mean, one of my best friends.
Do you wonder why we are here?
Apparently not, because he hasn't asked a question about
Yeah.
that, has he?
Well, I suspected that you were here to turn yourself in.
Oh, you should become a comedian if this job doesn't work out for you.
Why are you here?
Because we bring you information about the bandit problems.
We would like to talk to someone serious about law enforcement, about the problem with bandits that you've had. It seems like we've had to do our own work instead of security. If you would like to ask us questions about Tommy, we would like to ask you questions about Tommy as well. We kind of find the lack of detective work on his case a bit chilling. I believe the Gundersons are feeling a little bit left unfulfilled for justice. But, let's go on about how we terrorize little children.
Yes, I've spoken to the Gundersons at some length and respect their need for closure, even though there's really still been no definitive evidence that we never found Mr. Thomas's body.
Hmm.
I mean, closure's good. But if there's something nefarious going on, we should probably just find something, because there's probably bad people out there too, not just closure for a family.
Well, I don't know what nefarious activities that Thomas might have been up to or involved with.
Tommy was not involved in any nefarious activities. He loved this town and he loved this community, and he was doing all he could to make sure that it continued to prosper.
So let's share some information. Perhaps we can help each other out. Because I can tell you we are innocent of anything that you may think that we have done or something happened to Thomas Gunderson.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So have you talked to these mail couriers, these young boys who go around giving messages?
I spoke to one of them.
Yeah. Did he say how he had a letter that he dropped off to Thomas, or a note he dropped off to Thomas the night of his disappearance?
No, I've not heard such a story.
Then who did you talk to?
It is you are looking at the person who has information based upon a young mail courier or information courier who gave Thomas Gunderson a note the night of his disappearance. She has that witness.
I see.
That's who she was, I'll use air quotes, harassing. My little dwarf fingers. Harassing.
If you didn't talk to the boy that delivered the note, then who the heck did you even talk to?
That's not important. So you said one of these town boys supposedly has specific information about delivering a note. If you want to give me that information, I can further investigate it.
But you haven't bothered to share any information with me. You apparently think that I am a suspect.
That would be accurate.
What information do you have or probable cause to make you think that we are perhaps a character of suspicion when it comes to this missing person?
That I am not at liberty to say.
Well, then I guess I'm not at liberty to say either, because this is ridiculous.
Well,
So-
you know what, Zinnia? It's not our job to help him do his job.
Well, you apparently came here to provide some information that
Yeah.
might exonerate you, or
No, we came here to try and say, hey, we found some information about the bandits that are harassing people and stealing them from them on the road and trying to kill them on the road. Get the patch or the
I'll take the patch out
yeah.
and say, we found this.
what is this? Where did you find this?
We were
Accosted.
We were accosted. We were just looking for apples for our horses. And the bandit came upon us and we were accosted. Fortunately, we are warriors and we can defend ourselves, not like everybody here in town. And we had to defend ourselves, and they had this patch on. I've heard rumors about more of these. In fact, I believe you've hired the blades
Yes, the fearless blades.
to actually help with the bandit problem. So you think there's enough of a problem to actually hire someone to take care of it?
Well, this officer did not make any contracts with any outside organizations. I can tell you that. But
The mayor did.
possibly,
Do you work for the mayor? Who do you work for?
I work for the city,
Who is the city?
Raven Rock.
Yeah, but who do you work for? The people of Raven Rock,
Yeah.
right? You're a public servant. Do you get voted in or not? Or are you appointed?
Yes, my position is a elected position.
Oh.
So this patch you have, this belongs to another organization called the Steel Riders. I recognize this.
Oh. See, I didn't know who that was. Okay, Steel Riders.
So you do realize they're throughout. So you are denying any kind of contract with any other mercenary group.
I'm saying that my office has not hired any outside agents, and we're still investigating these reports of the bandits.
Are you aware of anybody in the city level of the city who are looking into these bandits? The reason why I ask, with all due respect, Captain Bailey, people could be killed, and I hope you seem to be a little bit obtuse about this.
I've got men investigating, and
Well-
we've been going a little farther down the highway than normal to see if we can identify these. But these Steel Riders aren't bandits. That's a mercenary organization.
Well, they were definitely trying to kill us.
Yeah.
And you think that they are linked to these bandit attacks?
They acted like bandits.
And how many did you encounter?
I'm not great with math.
Like 4.
I just shrug my shoulders.
A couple of them got away.
A couple of them got away. And where did this encounter happen?
South of town.
And what happened to the ones that didn't get away?
Fire.
Fire.
What do you do with bodies? I don't know. Perhaps the crows are taking care of them.
No, I burned them.
I know, but I mean, it sounded a little bit less, Oh, I burned people to die.
Oh. Well, no, I mean, a
These
pyre.
are humans, Xenia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I thought funeral pyres were a normal human thing. I'm
We gave
sorry.
them a fine funeral pyre. That's what she's trying to say.
Isn't that what humans sometimes do?
They do sometimes.
Oh. It wouldn't be right to just leave dead bodies along the road, would it?
Who would do that? That's crazy.
So let's take a pause and cut over.
Okay.
I think we're doing okay.
Flawless.
Flawless. So good.
Well, when you look at my stats with someone who's a -1 charisma, you should probably really not put a whole lot of chips on the table.
No, you're creating exactly the impression we wanted to create.
That's it.
It's a masterful.
It's awesome. You have no
Foobar.
clue.
Masterclass right there.
They're absolutely going to ignore you after this.
Which is what we want.
It is crazy that they don't know about the boy who's gave the letter. Like, what kind of detective?
Or the fact that I was literally with the Gunnarsons the entire night of Tommy's death.
Mm-hmm. That should be interesting at the very least. So Pike, you say your grand plan was to go get more locks for your house.
and reinforcement for the door, yes.
You might want to get some extra ones now because you're about to get. There's a warrant out for your house.
I don't want to downplay that interaction, but
Yeah.
you go.
The flags that I raise are red always.
So yeah, assume that there is somebody in.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So you're back at the hold.
I'm at the hold.
Taking care of business there.
Nice safe hold.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you have some non-dramatic interactions,
Mm-hmm.
and if we need to fill in some gaps there about exactly what you're going to invest in. So that'll take you a little while. I don't know if there was anything else you wanted to try to take care of before you guys come back together later. Are you going to join them later in the town?
We hadn't made plans to, so I was going to stay put until they get back. And if they fail to come back, then I can ride to the rescue.
Or take the money and run. One of the two.
I'll flip a coin.
Yeah.
There's a boat right there. Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be really interesting if you were like part of our story to hunt you down, how this whole would go on a podcast. Is like you'd play being hunted and we would get to play the hunters.
That's an interesting idea. I kind of, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That would be... That would be a different direction than I imagined.
Yeah.
Hey, sandbox, right?
Yep.
Heroes of the Vale, the fugitive.
We're looking for a one-armed otter.
Oh, wow.
If you don't get that reference, I feel sorry for you.
Okay, so Isme,
Yeah.
you're doing your shadow work where you're going about in your farmer disguise and trying to just do some observations.
Exactly. She said, we've got at least one merc group, another group of a low-level group here. So there's multiple groups here. She's basically trying to look for things that shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like, and also keeping a close eye. So if things go really, really bad for them, she might be able to at least get back to Pike, and they can develop a plan to help them.
All right. Let's do, so you're basically just kind of doing information gathering.
Yeah. Just basic recon.
Are you going to be speaking to people or just trying to observe?
I'm basically listening in. I'm getting close to people. If someone asks a question, I keep it very mild, but I'm not trying to probe questions. It's really more of an observation thing as she keeps an eye on them going into the building and when they leave.
Okay. Tell you what, I'm trying to decide because is there any specific spots you mentioned?
Where is that tavern they were saying in town?
That is the kind of looking at the map here, the northeast side. I believe the Fiery Grog is the long, low building.
Okay. So,
I believe that is that one.
Okay. So she'd be probably walking past that, seeing if she sees, people that do not look like farmers and artisans or merchants, but kind of look like, mercs.
Okay. So you're going to go in there for a little bit then and just look around
Yep.
Yeah, got it. I mean, at this point though, it's still, it's probably like late morning, I would assume, because you guys got up, you did all your planning and talking, and then you had to walk to town. So probably getting close to the lunch hour.
Yeah.
So it's not super busy in there, but there are just probably some locals, maybe having early lunches and not a lot of heavy drinking going on just yet. But yeah, so you go in, it's a long little building. There's like 8 or 9 tables and some private booths and a bar. I mean, so you can go just have a drink and just go ahead and give me a diplomacy check for some casual conversations you might have in there.
Okay. Oh, nat 1. 8 total, but a nat 1.
Okay. Well, you don't look like the normal people probably looking around, most of these people look like either like local laborers. Maybe these are people from the dock areas or just, not a lot of the nicer clientele, but this is not a giant you've seen, this is not like a seedy den of crime or anything like that.
This is not a dive bar, kind of.
This is as dive as you get, because there's really only two main taverns in town. There's the
Okay.
one at the top of the hill,
Mm-hmm.
and then this one. So you kind of people just have to decide where they're going to get their drink on. So, but people seem to be a little bit standoffish. Maybe you just don't. Maybe you're not quite fitting in.
You don't fit the vibe.
You don't. Yeah, you're not fitting the vibe.
The little farm girl probably doesn't fit in with this particular crowd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see. I mean, you don't see anybody that looks mercenary.
Okay.
So-
Not somebody well armed and
No, these all just look like local workers.
okay. That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
Yeah.
is-
So you don't gain new information, but you don't see anybody suspicious, and you hang out there for however long, 45 minutes or an hour, and
Yep.
then can move on to another objective.
Okay.
But yeah,
What is the big house on the map? Is that Osberg's?
no, actually that number 11 there, that's the temple.
Oh, that's the temple.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the temple of the five. There's a fair number of people there, but there's no like services going on. People go pay their respects to
Mm-hmm.
the various gods and pray and whatnot. So,
Okay.
I apologize for the scaffolding that's been up for the last 6 months.
Mm.
We're working on it.
yeah, if you inquire,
Mm-hmm.
actually, let's do that. Give me another like if you wanted to try to figure out more information about Osbert,
Okay.
you could do that.
That's a 12. I am rolling horrible.
Okay, well, you ask around, you ask a few people, just trying to find like directions to his house, and I mean, some people, the people you talk to, like kind of look at you puzzled and say that they don't know that he has a place in town, and yeah, you spend half an hour just like trying to get directions to this guy's house, who's a prominent businessman, and the looks of like, oh, I never thought about that. I guess he doesn't have a place here. So
And that's odd.
perhaps, yeah. Like he doesn't seem to have a residence in town that you can uncover. And you could just like start walking, looking at big houses, and people have some people have their names on
Mm-hmm.
gates and stuff. But yeah, that's odd.
It is, like I said, that's kind of odd that he does not have, because he wouldn't necessarily be having, if you're a prominent businessman and you don't have any residents in town, do you live at the logging village?
Perhaps he does.
Like that. And like I said, she's kind of like trying to piece that part together. And every so often she's going to walk past the city hall. Is she seeing anything unusual? Is she seeing any coming and going?
Smoke.
Smoke.
The smoke, yeah, the blow, yeah, anything
A
blowing
line of
up.
guards.
She knows how video works. She's kind of always glancing over there to see if there's any kind of something happening.
Yeah, you do it, and then really it's pretty quiet. There's really not. It's not like a big city office. So
Yeah.
it's like there's a few people coming and going. A few guards wander in,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, you watch it for a while, and I guess we could see if it results in fire. So let's wrap our conversation up here. So you the two of you talk a little bit in circles. You've given some information. You don't feel like you've received much, and you think he's definitely playing things close as best he can. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of your sense of him. But did you want to try to get some more information? Or?
Well, speaking of sense, not that I am any good at it, but I will try a sense motive.
Sure. So you can both do that if you'd like, actually, just through your conversations to see what.
No.
No.
Hold on. Did that really?
You got a 2 as well?
I got a 1.
Oh, I got a total of 8 because this motive isn't bad, but
Humans are so hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
That's delightful.
I'm just more I'm frustrated.
I think I'm just angry, and I just want to like stab him in the eye.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, he doesn't even offer us any kind of tea or coffee or
Like
water.
incredibly rude.
Yeah.
I'm just
I don't know how the city is run, but
Okay, so what information did you actually want to give to him? You've told him now. You found this bandit patch. He's identified
Mm-hmm.
a mercenary organization versus bandits. So
Yes.
that's new information you got.
Yes.
He seemed interested in that, at least to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But also, he's hard to really gauge him, but he doesn't seem like he wants to connect that dot to banditry because it doesn't make sense to him. So you may need to provide him more evidence. Now, you have more evidence, but you probably don't want to reveal that.
No, I
We're playing it close to the vest.
Okay, so
guess
you
we're
don't
just-
bring up the keep occupancy or
No.
anything there. Okay,
No.
all right.
no.
I mean, the thing is here's the truth about with Tommy Gunderson is we're not here to help you do your job of finding who did it or what happened to him.
Because we don't know.
We know our innocence, and anything else of that, you can talk to my lawyer. There's no such thing as a lawyer.
I was
He's like a
gonna say,
constable.
Do we have a lawyer?
They probably call them
They're magistrates.
magistrates. Yes. No, you can go ahead and yourself. We really don't have time in our lives after grieving for our loss, what we think is a loss of a good friend, to be harassed by the local law enforcement. You do your job, and you'll find that you're looking down the wrong road when you're barking up the wrong tree when you're talking about us. There's other people out there that I'm sure you could ask questions about. I just think that your detective work is really shoddy at best.
Well, if you have any other information that would be helpful to this investigation,
Do
now
your
is the
job.
time.
Here's my information. Do your job.
There's literally one of the kids.
And you have it. What's the name?
Fine. His name, hold on, is Harry.
Yes. I mean, if you were going up to talking to Harry, would someone then go and say to other people that you were harassing and bugging little children, little boys?
I'm just collecting reports of activities in the town. I will speak to the town boy, Harry.
Well, hearsay is not something that you want to bring to a court of law.
I think that all you're doing with me is propagating, like, what's it called?
Negative stereotypes about,
Yeah, against
About
the
Fae.
Fae.
yeah. Just be a little bit more open-minded, because we really feel like we did a good service for this town, and we're good people, and we're just trying to find the truth. Aren't you trying to find the truth?
I am trying to find the truth. My interests are in the...
I love Tommy. I did not kill Tommy.
You follow that lead that we gave you, and I think you might be interested to where it ends.
Well, if you have anything further that you want to share with me, you can pass it on. But I'm a busy person. I've got things to do. So
Like harass Fae.
Come on, Zinni, let's go harass some little boys.
That's not really fun.
No, it's not, is it?
No.
we'll speak later. Thank you for stopping by.
Okay. You should just knock over some papers or something, just accidentally. Oops.
So you take your leave, clearly dissatisfied
Mm-hmm.
with that little sidetrack.
We still need to talk to the mayor.
Yeah,
right? I mean,
I stopped by the front desk. Is the mayor here now?
No, he's not here.
Where is he?
I don't know, miss.
does he have office hours? Does he have a meeting, or say, hey, I got to come? Because we would certainly like to get a meeting with him. That's not too much to ask. I mean, it happens all the time, yeah?
He's very busy. I will take your names and I will see if we can get something scheduled to meet with you.
Okay.
So where is he?
I don't know, ma'am.
So where is he?
Thank you for stopping
Watch
by.
Watch this. I'll pull out a silver piece and slide it across the desk. Could you get us in today?
She will look down with a bit of disdain. Give me a diplomacy check.
Bribing officials, city officials, has to be. I mean, it seems to be a popular thing around here. You know what I mean?
Does it?
That is a 9. It's actually not a bad roll.
Not bad roll. She will look at it and she'll just, with her little finger, just the way you did, slide it back to you and say, I'll let him know that you stopped by. Thank you for thank you for stopping by and supporting the city.
So I will fly up and like, does she have a book in front of her? Like a appointment book or calendar or anything?
I mean, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to just kind of fly up and hover and see if I can read.
Make a perception check. Because once she sees you, she thinks she's going to try to
Well,
cover
okay, then I'm going to do it stealthily.
You're right in front of her.
It doesn't mean that she can't try.
Well, he's distracting with the money.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the equivalent of like taking an aid action.
Yeah, hey, you can certainly try. You can do whatever you want. You can be successful.
So stealth is 20.
Okay.
Maybe she was so disgusted by my offer, my bribe. She's not paying attention.
And the perception is 17.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, she passed the coin back and was just about to close that book, but you catch a glimpse of the page and you think you saw mayor and like a list of like 3 or 4 names, but all of them have been scribbled out. And you think that, yeah, whoever was supposed to be meeting with them today, they've all been just scribbled out. So like he's clearly not seeing anybody today. But she will kind of look around. She looks around for you for a moment, not even realizing you're like now above her. And then she'll kind of hear you and look up. And then, yeah, she closes the book. But yeah, he's definitely not here or not seeing anybody. So she will frown and encourage you to leave.
Are there any flowers on her desk?
Sure.
There are?
Why?
Oh, does it matter why? I asked you a question.
Okay, sure. She's got a couple flowers on her desk.
All right. Well, then I am going to use one of my... What? I'm going to use one of my...
Your fairy powers?
Yeah, to make it like bloom.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't make anything wilt. That's not one of my powers.
Okay. That's when you become a dark fairy.
And then I'll tell her in my sweetest fairy voice, "Have a lovely day."
She will give you a half smile. Thank you. And you can take your leave.
Okay.
So you guys exit the place. And
So much for our hero's welcome.
yeah. And Ismi, you can eventually, you'll probably be watching the area, you said.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they will wander off to, but
I'm going to the mayor's house. Let's go to the mayor's house.
Okay.
All of his appointments were scribbled out. Let's start and see if he's actually at the house. And if not, then let's go look for him.
That's a good call.
Yep.
gosh. Okay. So you guys are going to go possibly go track the mayor down now. However, we're already out of time.
Oh,
I know.
No. Fine.
I wondered what direction this was go, but you guys continue to surprise me. All right, so yeah, Pike, you're successful. You got your stuff ordered.
Yay.
Ismi's learned at least a little bit, and you guys found out that the Still Riders is a mercenary band, potentially acting as bandits. But who hired? Well, you probably even think you maybe know who hired them. Osbert does not have a house in town that you can identify yet, and the mayor is MIA.
All right.
All right.
Then that's what
The
we know.
plot continues to thicken and congeal
Like a gumbo.
like a gumbo. All
I
right,
don't know
well,
how good this gumbo tastes.
this is going to need some more salt.
Yes.
All right, we'll pick this up shortly. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our show and want more, please leave us a rating and review on whichever platform you use. And of course, feel free to share us on social media. We'll be back next week with more adventures in the World of Tellus. To tide you over, you can read more about the cast, characters, and the World of Tellus at AdventuresEdgeRPG.com.